Ciao everybody, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone live at 5. My name is Julian Gennady and today is Tuesday, August 9th, 2022. Before we start and get this show on the road, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. If we get 100 likes tonight, or today, or wherever you are in the world, evening, late night, please understand we will get Memphis Depay sometime this week and he might be ready for match day 1. So get 100 likes in, and let's try and get Memphis Depay in for match day 1. Anyways, the main topics today. Again, I'm going solo again because Justin ditched me. Alejandro's doing stuff for me in the background again. Yada, yada, yada. The topics today are Memphis Depay's contract, the likelihood of him coming, and Rabiot's dilemma, Adrian Rabiot's dilemma, the left back situation, and pretty much I'm going to go do an overview of basically what we let go this summer and what we brought in. So a comparison list, a replacement list, and I'm going to let you guys in the chat decide, whoever's watching today, decide if we have improved on paper and do you think we'll be doing better this season thus far. So with that, we'll get into Depay's contract right now. Again, I see Elias in the chat. I see you. Hello. He's saying, let's get this deal done quick about Depay. Yaboa Nana is saying, thank you doing today. Hello, Yaboa. Okay, so first things first, Depay's contract, it's awesome. It's awesome. The projected contract is 2 years by $5 million per season. That you can't beat that, especially if he's coming on a free. He's a player that can unlock defenses. He's a player that can score goals, create, and you know what? We have a player like that in Di Maria, but now we have another player, and he's a wild card. Depay, really, he's a catalyst, and he could, if you're in a pinch, you're in the 68th minute, and we're tied 0-0 or tied 1-1 with Empoli. You bring him on, boo, relax. You bring him on, and guess what? He might be you hope that he's gonna do the business and get a goal. Oh my, what am I looking at in the chat there? Hi, Danielo. He's one of our members. How's it going? Thank you for doing today, brother. Thank you for joining, as always. Kakashi is saying spewing some obscenities to Justin. Hello, Javi. How's it going? Stephanie, one of our members. Hello. And she's saying, I like Depay. He got crazy foot. Very powerful strike from what I've seen. Yeah, he's technically very good. Dutch, all that stuff. Very good. He can wriggle himself out of situations still. He doesn't have the explosivity that he used to. He tore his ACL. He's had some injury problems in the past. However, he can still do the business in the attacking third. Again, I'm recording the Coach's Corner for Depay tonight. So that's how sure we are as a channel, Ale, myself, and Justin, are that he's going to be joining. My Ali's percentage at noon today when we did the live for the Kostic, here we go. Memphis Depay, I'm at an Ali's percentage of like 93. 93% of him coming to the club. Let me know what your Ali's percentage is for him. I see Justin in here. I see Alejandro in here still, so good for them. But going on back to Memphis Depay, he's a direct replacement for probably Morata, because if we recall last week of the 4 or 5 options that we had, it was Timo Werner, it was Anthony Martial, Memphis Depay, Alvaro Morata, and Luis Muriel. So it was those guys, those 5, and at the end of the day, the most financially, the one that made the most financial sense was probably Depay, because he's going to be free and his salary is coming under what Morata made, because Morata made 6 mil, about 6 mil, so Depay would be making 5. I think Werner is making astronomical wages. Martial's making astronomical wages, and then Luis Muriel would be the cheapest in terms of contract, but you would have to pay 15 mil on top of that for a transfer fee. So I think at the end of the day, Juventus have made the right decision here. Memphis Depay is, out of that group, probably the second most productive. And and probably the best player to unlock defenses in the final third. So I'm very happy with the deal again, and you know what he brings to the table as well off the field. He's got his thing, he's got his rap thing, he's got his tattoos, he's got his whatever he does off the field stuff. But don't worry about it, because as long as he performs on the pitch and he doesn't complain about the club, the players, the coaching staff, or whatever in a negative way, who cares? It's like when Arturo Vidal used to play for Juventus. Yeah, he was a heavy drinker. He went out to party. He did all that stuff. But when he played, he was great, so who cares? Depay, not to the same extent, but similar vibe. So we're good with that. But yeah, out of those 5 names I said, let me know which one you wanted in particular. Again, I've done the coach's corner. I've done my comparison on them. I want to see what you people know in the chat and what you people think in the chat. Was Depay the right choice? Think finances, think what they can do on the field, think all of that, and let me know. But Memphis Depay is pretty much on his way. Nico Scherer, Fabrizio Romano, all the B-listers. Romeo Gresti is even tweeting it now that it's hot tracks. It's coming. He's coming. He's coming to the Allianz Stadium. He's going to come and do the business. Another thing we have to think about with Memphis Depay is, do we think that Allegri finally said yes to him? Or do you think it was an opportunity the management couldn't refuse? Was this an opportunity the management is like, oh my goodness, he's going to be free and he has some value to him, similar to like Zakaria? Or was it Allegri saying, yes, I can work with Depay? Because in January, Ali mentioned this on his daily video. If you haven't checked that out now. But Ali mentioned this. In January, if everyone recalls, we said no to Depay. At that time, he had injury issues and he wasn't in the best form. Noted. Then he came back and he had 12 La Liga goals. He ended up having 12 La Liga goals on a Barcelona team that was not very good. They were struggling all season. They went from Ronald Koeman to Xavi in transition. So 12 league goals it's a decent return. Why did Allegri flip the switch? Did he turn the page and say yes and accept him, or is this management? I see Sonny saying, one of our members is saying he was definitely not Allegri's first choice. I agree with that, but do you think Allegri's flipped the switch and turned the page and said, okay, I'll take him? I don't know what to believe yet. Because it's a weird transition from January saying nah. When we were in a pickle, we said nah. But now all of a sudden we're gonna say yeah. Maybe we'll see. Daniela Bucci, one of our members, saying I don't think the management is listening to Allegri. To be honest, I'll battle you on that. Not obviously in a constructive way. I'm not hating on you, Daniela, but I think Allegri wants Paredes, and I think Allegri wanted Kostic, and we're getting those 2 players. So I think we are getting the players that Allegri wants, because we got Pogba, we got Di Maria, we got not aging player. We got 1 aging player, and we got 2 players or 3 other players that are getting up there in age. They're hitting the prime now. So at the end of the day, okay, boo, relax. At the end of the day, I think Allegri is getting the players he wants because they're all 28 and over, 27 and over, whatever. We're not doing what the management said. We're not getting the younger profiles that are going to take us to this new place. We're insulating now with older players with experience. So again, the older players with experience: Paredes, Pogba, Di Maria, Depay, Kostic. They're insulating now with Vlahovic, Locatelli, Chiesa, Bremer. Pick another one. Obviously, I'm missing some players like McKennie. So Allegri is getting his players. Maybe in this situation, Depay wasn't Allegri's choice. And that's fine. Because at the end of the day, Zakaria was, I believe, a market opportunity where his sell-on value is way, way more. This as well, this situation, you're getting Memphis Depay for free when his transfer value is now probably 30 million still. If he's on his game and if he's starting to bang in the goals and the production. So, I don't know, Kakashi and Justin are having some beef in here in the chat. I don't know what's going on there, but cool. I'll give you a predicted lineup. Not a predicted lineup, but ways where Memphis Depay can fit in this team. So if Memphis Depay is here and Chiesa is still hurt, we can play. Before people jump on me and say 3-5-2 is garbage, let's think hypothetically here for a second. Let's think like we have enough center backs to play a 3-5-2. So you got your back three, Kostic left wing back, Cuadrado right wing back. The two up front can be Depay and Vlahovic, and then in the middle you can start using Di Maria as a higher up Mazzala, Locatelli, and Paredes. That's a pretty mobile team. That could do some damage. The only, obviously, the big is the back line. Bremer, Bonucci, and Gatti, I don't know. Or Bremer, Bonucci, Danilo, God forbid. Against the crap teams, against like the Salernitanas, the Spezias, the Lecces, sure, run that. I don't care. But against Inter, is Lukaku going to just bully Bonucci? Yes, he is. Is Lautaro going to make runs in behind Gatti? Is Gatti fast enough to get to catch up to him? These are questions if you have a formation and you're set with it and it's working and everyone's on the same page, then obviously run it. Alexander saying so basically a 3-4-1-2. Sure, yeah. Obviously, Di Maria is the support from midfield to attack. He's the one. Not a true trequartista, but like a mobile one. I just don't... at this point in time, I don't think the three at the back is good because we do not have the player personnel. I don't trust Gatti yet. How can you trust Gatti yet when he's not even kicked a ball in Serie A? That's a big question that I have. Bonucci, he has deteriorated as an asset. And Bremer, he's Serie A Defender of the Year, so good for him. No questions about him. But Gatti, Serie B footballer, currently, hasn't stepped on the pitch in Serie A. And Bonucci is a depreciating asset that is aging, and he stinks. I'm sorry. I don't care how good his ball-playing ability is. He stinks. And then you have to ask yourself, if the 3-5-2 is working so well if this actually happens, they play 3-5-2. When Chiesa and Pogba roll up, are we going to still play that? I don't think they're going to play that. By the way, we only have 23 likes. We got 75 people in here. Get the likes in, please. We get 100 likes, we're getting Depay for match day 1. So sort that out. So again, if we're doing a 3-5-2 and it's going well, Bonucci, Gatti, and Bremer are somehow keeping clean sheets, we're winning games, we're doing all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. What happens when Chiesa and Pogba come back? Can McKennie play in a 3-5-2? Can Zach play in a 3-5-2? Can Fagioli be defensively responsible if we're playing a 3-5-2? These are all things that we have to go into. Because when we ran a 3-5-2 with Bonucci, Barzagli, Chiellini, we had the midfielders that just gelled all together. They worked. So I'm not too certain. I'm not too certain. Allegri's got a lot of stuff to figure out, but he's getting his players to do what he wants to do. He's getting his toys, Maybe Depay's not his first choice, but maybe they understand and the management understands Morata ain't it anymore. They can't get him. Who Morata is now linked to Manchester United. Funny enough. So yeah, Depay can fit as a support striker beside Vlahovic. Depay can start as a left winger if you really want him to, as a right winger if you want him to. Anywhere across the front line, Depay works. He's that fluid. He's that mobile. He's that kind of player to unlock defenses anywhere in the attacking third. I'm just right now, I'm kind of skeptical about the three in the back. Just as a teaser, because there's 80 people in here now, I will be doing a comparison of replacements to players outgoing later on in the show today. I have a chart ready to rock, and then you can determine if our team is better on paper. And again, I don't want to hate on Gotti, because I just realized I was saying I don't trust Gotti yet. He's a Serie B footballer at this point. I don't hate Gotti. Gotti has impressed me quite a bit in the preseason here. However, if people are going to tell me that preseason means nothing because we lost 4-0, blah, 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 and we don't have to worry about it, and then you tell me Gotti's doing well in preseason, where's the logic in that? So I would like to see what Gotti has to prove in Serie A and in top competitions. But again, I'm really, really, really interested to see how Depay is going to line up in this team. Is he going to be... I think he'll be motivated because I've been reading a lot about him, like actually pursuing the contract with Juventus. Tottenham's not even in the question apparently from Fabrizio Romano. We're the main team in for him, and he wants it. Like he wants Juventus. So whenever you hear that, like Vlahovic, like Locatelli, like Kostic, when you hear all those people that they want to come to the club, and Depay's now a part of that. Yes, like great. Sign me up for that. That means you're motivated. That means you want a new challenge. Is his salary high? Not really, because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the Juventus's salaries, all Juventus players' salaries. But then, if he takes the 5 mil Depay, he will be making less, like 300K less than what he's making at Barcelona. So we'll check that out now. We'll check out the salaries now, and then we'll get into the Rabiot thing. So I'm going to share my screen. You can get this on capology.com. And I know it seems like a sketchy website, capology.com, but the way they do this, the way they say they do this anyway, if there's a green check mark beside their name, that's classified as a player's wage is verified, so the check mark, if provided directly by the club or agent or confirmed by 2 sources. Now, those 2 sources could be C-tier sources, but at the same time, oops, my bad. Hopefully you can see now. But now, as you can see, it's the most verified thing I can find on the internet. So you see Vlahovic making almost 13 mil. Again, that's gross. That's not net. So you got to think about the tax laws and all that, the tax breaks. You got Szczesny, you got Bonucci, you got Alexandro fourth on the team, and he's making more than Paul Pogba. Yeah, Peter, I bought that Cookie Monster. This is my wife's computer. Too funny. But yeah, so we see Bremer's making quite a bit. Rabiot, Di Maria, Rugani's making quite a bit. Arthur Melo, Locatelli's making nothing in comparison. I didn't know Zaccaria was making that little. We still have Marco Piazza on the books. Crazy. So yeah, so Memphis Depay would be making around where Paul Pogba is, but again, this is gross wages. So when you get net, you basically half it, or you do the tax break, and I can't do that calculation because I have no idea. I don't know how to do the net stuff because I don't know how everyone fits in the tax breaks and tax laws. But yeah, there's some really shit. I'm gonna be honest here. There's some really shit contracts. Sandro's the only thing that's good about him is he's got 1 year left. Cuadrado 1 year left. Rabiot 1 year left. So we'll move on from there. But in terms of salary structure and where everyone is on the team, Depay would be just making a little bit less than Paul Pogba. Which, again, you might think it's high, but is it compared to what other players are getting around the world? I think it's fine. And again, he will be a player that in 2 years' time, like he's only signing a 2-year contract. It's not like we're going to have a heavy burden 4 or 5 years from now. It's 2 years. If he doesn't do well this year, okay, next year we're going to have him on the books. But then he's gone. Or we can sell him in the summer next year if he's not good. Or try at least. It's not a burdening contract. 2 years is good. I can't stress how good this contract is because we in the past have laid eggs when sending contracts to players. And we could see that. We're still suffering from Sandro. We're still suffering from Rugani, Cuadrado, these players. So now the management is starting to turn things around, give out very valuable contracts. And you can see that with Pogba. You can see that with Di Maria. Bremer's is kind of high, but not surprising. And then you can see it with the Depay's upcoming. So we'll move on from the contract talk. And we'll go on to the Rabiot dilemma. But is it a dilemma anymore? Because I've seen in the chat, and I was following it, and if you join our members group, I'll plug that in for a bit. If you become a member, as you can see the 3 tiers there, you can join our Discord group. And I was going through... I was updating the scores in the PSV Monaco game for a reason. It's because I heard from English sources, English press, that if Monaco won today and they made the Champions League, Rabiot would have chosen Monaco, which is crazy. It would have sucked for Juventus if that was the case because, as we know, Monaco was not going to pay much, or if anything, for Adrien Rabiot. But now because Monaco lost, and they lost to PSV, good on PSV, decent team to watch, Rabiot has the green light to go to Manchester United. He'll make more, and then he'll go play with Ten Hag and Ball. Couldn't keep that with a straight face. But yeah, consider joining the members group. Good Discord chat. You can see all that in there. You can see all the perks and all that stuff. I think the best thing about being a member and joining the premium level is when we do giveaways, which is quite often, to be honest, you have 5 times the chances of winning a jersey. Or winning whatever the giveaway is. Usually it's a jersey. And then a new thing to come to this channel, to this community, the Bianconeri Zone, is the Prediction League, which is starting, it's going to start Friday, I guess. Friday, the start of Serie A is happening, and we're going to have a Prediction League set up by Alejandro. You compete every week. You pick the scores, goal scores, who's going to be the best, whatever the criteria is. And if you're first place, you get a jersey. Second place, you get a €50 Juventus store gift card. And third place, you get a free membership. So that's awesome. That's a little good, and it's a good way to give out banter and say who's the best and who's not, and you suck or you don't suck. So that's always fun. I'm also going to plug one more thing. We only have 46 likes in here, and we have 100 people watching. Please like the video. Please, please, please. And consider subscribing to the channel. Consider joining the members group. Okay, so going on again. Back to Rabiot. Can we just take like 30 seconds out of our time to laugh at Man United? Because I don't think any Man United fans are watching this. But if they spend 18 million euros on Adrien Rabiot with 1 year left on his contract, and he earns 7 million, we saw the contract, what he earns, and Man United decide to pay that and probably more on a long-term deal. I saw it till 2026. That's got to be the biggest joke. You know what this Rabiot deal has done to Man United fans? This Rabiot deal has made them, like, I know it's a culmination of a lot, but at the end of the day, they're rallying outside Old Trafford on August 22nd against Liverpool to protest against the Glazers and not go in the stadium. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But yes, people are right. I don't want to jinx the move. He still has to talk to his mom, and his mom has to give him the go-ahead. His mom has to give him the go-ahead to go join Manchester. So, I don't want to jinx it, and I knocked on wood. But again, I'm gonna come on the chat. I'm gonna go to the beach in a couple days to Greece and Italy. And I'm gonna call in and do a phone-in show with Justin whenever he does a live, or Ale. And I'm just gonna laugh if it happens. I'm going to start laughing. I'm going to just come on the stream, laugh for a couple minutes, and I'm going to hang up and go back to the beach. Oh my goodness. I have a perfect tweet saved as well, ready to go in my drafts for that occasion, if it were to happen. But yeah, Stephanie makes a great point. Grown-ass millionaire has to ask his mom if he can move. Oh, that's quality. Raphael is asking me where in Italy. I'm going to the south, or I'm going to Positano, Amalfi, and Capri, and I'm going to Mykonos in Greece. So that's fun. What's our next topic before we get to the replacements? Do we really want to bring up this? We got 111 people in here. Do we really want to set the mood in a negative way after I just start laughing because of Rabiot? Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about left backs. Kind of good news with left backs. Romeo Agresti doubled down today. Yesterday he said if Pellegrini was to go, it would be because we have a left back ready to rock and ready to resign, or ready to sign a new one. And then he doubled down again, saying Pellegrini is still looking to leave. So if that was to happen, we gotta see what kind of left backs are in the market. Obviously, the elephant in the room is Emerson Palmieri. He's not made a move to Lazio yet. He's third choice now, I believe, on Chelsea's radar, or not radar, on the roster. They got Cucurella, Chilwell, Emerson. Next, we have to identify Tottenham, who have Perisic, Sessegnon, Udogie now, and Reguilon. So is Reguilon a player that we can get? I think so. Is it an improvement on Sandro and Pellegrini? That's the most iffy one. That's the most iffy one after Emerson. Then we got to go Real Madrid. We got to look at Ferland Mendy because they got Alaba now that Tony Rudiger is going to be center back. They got Alaba. They could use Nacho Fernandez as a backup. So Ferland Mendy is probably expendable. And then my last kind of idea, that's not my idea, but it makes sense to me at least, is that there is Renan Lodi from Atletico Madrid, because they start Reinildo now. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Reinildo, if you're Portuguese. But they got him, and then Renan Lodi's a backup. And I see people already commenting who they think the best out of that group. Out of that group, I would pick Ferland Mendy because he's got the experience. He can defend well. He's not the greatest going forward, but he can provide some flashes. And he's just better than Alexandro at this point. And I think we have a good rapport with Real Madrid. You have to assume that we have a good rapport with Tottenham as well, but Reguilon's the iffy one. And I think out of all those options, they'll all be loans. I think in every situation, we're not going to go out and buy one. We're going to do loan plus option, loan plus obligation, depending who it is. And at that point, why not? You better only loan Emerson, firstly. You better only loan Reguilon with an option. The other two, Mendy and Renan Lodi, option and obligation. Or sorry, if I'm talking about option to obligation, yeah. I'll take the obligation because those two players I can see doing well in the future with Juventus. Renan Lodi and Ferland Mendy. And people are asking me about Grimaldo. I do not rate Grimaldo whatsoever. I don't think he's good. Obviously, he's going to be cheap because his contract's almost done. I get it. And I get Misak. Misak's the biggest Ben Sabaini fan I've ever seen. Ben Sabaini's Mönchengladbach left back who scored a bicycle kick on the first weekend of the Bundesliga. It's an idea, sure, whatever. But I think he's the starting left back, right? I've identified 4 players that don't start regularly for their clubs. So it's easier to get those than it is to get a starter, and especially if you only want to loan them or get them on loan. And then Raffaello Franco is saying, is there a chance you can get Jose Gaia in a swap with Arthur? I saw a really an E source or E tier source that was saying, oh yeah, Juventus can swap Arthur for Carlos Soler. I'm like, what? Who on Valencia? I know the guy sucks. I know the sporting director sucks for Valencia, Peter Lim, or I think it's Peter Lim, something Lim. I know that guy sucks at doing business. But in no way is he going to do Arthur Carlos Soler swap. I don't think an Arthur Jose Gaia swap makes sense for them either because they're committing so much money for Arthur that I don't think it's feasible. Also, Jose Gaia sucks at defending. And I just saw 3 more names pop up. Borna Sosa, he's a relative unknown, but are we going to be able to get him from Stuttgart this late into the Mercato? Because they're going to have to replace him firstly, and is Borna Sosa going to be able to provide what we need? I know Man City's looked at him, so obviously he must have some quality, but I'm not sure about Borna Sosa right now. What's the other name I just looked at? Oh, Andrew Finnan's saying, what about Estupiñán from Villarreal, the Peruvian, the guy who broke McKennie's foot? No, just because I don't like him, because he broke McKennie's foot in a really bad tackle. So no to him. That's because I'm doing it in spite. YT House. Oh, I've seen you. Yeah, you brought up that name earlier today as well. You brought up Tavernier. That's not the one from Rangers, right? It's the other one. The guy from France. Oh, there you go. Omar just answered. He said he went to Bournemouth. There you go. Off the table. So yeah, we have to understand that the left back market is now thin, or it is thinner than it was at the beginning of the summer because we saw a bunch of names leave, like Rom, like Udogi now. Other players have left, Cucurella, all them. Daily Blind, you're saying Reguilon, that's one of the names I've mentioned. So, let's see this. Oh my goodness, Napoli are on a spree right now. Napoli are just trying to sign everybody. Cool. Yeah, I know Udogi was on loan. I know Udogi's, but he's still bought. He's still purchased. He's off the table now. But yeah, there's still plenty of left backs that are better than Alexandro. I saw a wild rumor today that Biraghi was wanted by Nottingham Forest. And then we were making the joke earlier, Justin and I, and whoever was in the chat on Sunday after the game. And we were saying who's better in Serie A than Alexandro. And we were saying literally Biraghi is better than him. And Alexandro would be like the 10th best left back in the league. So now if Biraghi left, he'd be the 9th. So good job, Alexandro. But yeah, honestly, at this point, any name would do. Any name would do at this point. Out of the ones we've mentioned, even Emerson is probably better than Sandro at this point, although Emerson is not the long-term option. I need saying, how about we loan Udogie from Tottenham? That's funny. And by the way, everybody, whoever's in here right now, we did sign a left back this summer. We signed Cambiaso, who we've loaned out immediately to Bologna. And then TTPQ said Angelino, he's gone to Hoffenheim. So he's off the table. So the one left back we did sign, he's already gone. So good for us. You probably should have taken him to the USA and given him a chance. Why did we get a dislike? Is that the guy who Justin had beef with? Justin, are you giving us L's right now? Too funny. Yeah, so that is our left back talk. There again, it's a fluid situation. There's 3 weeks left, 3 weeks and 2 days left in the Mercato. I should probably announce what I wanted to announce earlier today, but I'm probably doing a deadline day show. I'm probably going to do it for 4 or 5 hours. So that's September 1st, around probably 12 or 1. I'm going to start at 12 or 1 o'clock my time and end at 5. That's when the market closes, apparently. I'm going to try and do a show, a deadline day show, test out the waters, firstly. Me and Ali are working on that, so stay tuned for that. Like the video if you haven't already, this one so far. But yes, we're going to try and do that. Again, the left back situation is fluid. It's going to happen if Pellegrini leaves. This is all subject to Pellegrini leaving. So keep in mind with that. Now we'll move on to the chart that I made of replacements. And Misak's asking, even if we're not doing it. Yeah, so the deadline day show will be obviously predominantly about Juventus, but I'm going to break deals that happen across Europe, basically. So during that 5-hour period, if Juventus is very quiet or they've already said they're done, then I'll be breaking other news as well and how it affects Juventus, yada yada yada. And Rafael Franco, Sandro leaving possibility? No, I don't see anybody trying to buy him or pay his current salary. Okay, so move on to the chart I made. I'm going to move over this way a bit so you can all see it. I changed up where the picture will be. Usually it's on the right-hand side of the screen, but I put it on the left. Hash keeps putting Denny Ceballos. I don't want Denny Ceballos. Anyway, moving on. So here we go. There's an activity for everyone in the chat. I think there's about 110 of you. Still only 72 likes. So get the likes in. So on the chart to your left-hand side of your screens there's the out column and the in column. I tried to make the comparisons or the replacements as close to it as possible. So like Di Maria replacing Dybala, that makes the most sense. And yada, 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 and so on and so forth. Obviously, the stars are players that are still currently on Juventus, but they're on their outs. So you can see is the right-hand side a better group of players than the left-hand side? Honestly, I think yes. Because it's not prime Chiellini. It's 38-year-old Chiellini. Who's still good, by the way. Uh-oh. Ban that right away. Why did that even happen? Why do those people come into the chat? Anyway. Okay, so we already got some conflicting results. Excuse me, I'm trying to ban you. Okay, sorry about that. So a lot of people are saying, yes, it is a lot better. Anyway, Dybala, Di Maria, I think Di Maria wins. Current state, I know Dybala is doing really well with Roma. Bernardeschi, is he better than Kostic? No, so Kostic wins that. Morata, is he better than Depay? In my opinion, Depay is better than Morata, but Allegri obviously wants a certain type of player, but I will give it to Depay in my opinion. Gatti, at this point, is still not better than Chiellini, so we'll take an L on that one. But that's a future investment. Is De Ligt better than Bremer? Bremer won Defensive Player of the Year in Serie A. So is De Ligt better than Bremer? In terms of pedigree, he has more historically, but in terms of last season, Bremer was better. Pogba is obviously better than Rabiot. Paredes is obviously better than Arthur. And Fagioli, at this current time, is he better than Ramsey? For us, yes. So, if we're going off this list, I think is there 8 names? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 names. We won 7 out of the 8 altercations here. We just lost on Chiellini and Gatti because Chiellini is who he is and Gatti's a young up-and-comer. Sorry, an up-and-comer. So, the one thing you have to do, you have to commend the ownership, or not the ownership. I'll take that back. You have to commend the management for what they've done. Because this is just summer. This is not even going back to the winter. Why is B1897? Why I haven't said Gatti is bad. He's saying Gatti will prove me wrong. I haven't said anything yet. I said I haven't seen him play in Serie A yet. How can I make a judgment? Anyway, so going off this list, we've won 7, we've lost 1. On paper, for Max Allegri, this is go time for you, Max. There's no excuses. This is a summer overhaul that's happened for you. On paper, this team is better. And before we start ranking the window, we have to see the actual culmination of it. We have to see if Paredes actually comes, if Arthur actually leaves, Rabiot, once Depay comes, but we know Kostic is coming. But there's zero excuse for Max Allegri now. If this is what is happening on the left-hand side of your screens. If you get another center back, let's say, and you're able to play 3 at the back, then you can have 2 solid formations and 2 groups of players in those formations that could work out actually quite well. And we're not even remembering that Chiesa is a game changer. And we still have Vlahovic on our roster, who at this point has been kind of underwhelming. I'm not going to say underwhelming yet. Kind of. And this leads us all back to the age-old question: if Allegri doesn't do well, or what is the time you give Allegri with this group? How long do you give Allegri with this group? Because at this moment in time, I see 7 better players, 7 players that left, 7 players that came in that are better. The overhaul has been stunning. The overhaul has actually been stunning of what Juventus and Cherubini and Arribene has been able to do. Again, if Rabiot leaves, if Arthur leaves, Paredes comes in, Depay comes in. Do you give him half a season to see where we're at? Because if you give him until the winter window, and let's say we're 6 points behind first place, do you want him to stay? Because at that point, he has the excuse. I'm not saying it's a valid excuse. I'm saying he has the excuse that, I've not had Chiesa for the whole season. And I know it's a bullshit excuse, but he can have that excuse, and the board will say, yeah, you're probably right. So does he get the full year if he's only 6 points behind by Christmas? I think he deserves at least the full season. Even if shit's hitting the fan near I think if shit hits the fan just after Christmas and we're in the same situation as last year, I still think he gets the season. Do I agree with it? Yes, because who's going to come in and save the day? BE saying 12 games is enough to judge him. Whew. I don't know. I don't know if that's fair, because again, the catalyst, the game changer, and all this is what is Chiesa. What is Chiesa in all this? And do you really want De Zerbi to come and coach? Yeah, Omar Mo, Graham Potter. I'm down for Graham Potter. Brighton played nice. Brighton played nice football. And then Haneen, you bring up everything that I'm gonna say. You're bringing up something that I was gonna say after we're done talking about the coach. Dash, one of our members, making a great point. Nah, I don't want an interim coach. Exactly. Like if you fire Allegri because let's say he's 10 points off the pace. Let's say we're in the exact same situation as last year by Christmas time. We're gonna fire Allegri, and then we're gonna get Landucci to take over, and everyone's gonna say, yeah, Landucci, yes. No. Like that's not feasible. No interim coaches. I'd rather let him get him at it. Let him try and sort this out. Let him try and sort out a mess that could happen. De Zerbi ain't it. De Zerbi is not good. I don't know why people keep saying De Zerbi. Italiano has very big deficiencies when he tries to coach defensively, or when he has with our backline. I know we have deficiencies anyway, but at Juventus, you need a coach that has not the ego, but understands the club. The only way you sack him mid-season if we're like 15 points off the pace early. Let's say we're at match day. Let's say right before the World Cup, we're 15 points off the pace already from the top. I don't. That's worst case scenario, by the way. That is worst case scenario. Then I can see Allegri getting fired. But again, looking at the players we brought in on the right-hand side of the chart compared to the left-hand side, those scream Allegri players. Every single one of them. It's except for probably Depay. Depay's the only one who doesn't scream work rate, give it your all, fino alla fine, all that stuff. So at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen, but Allegri has the season. They've gotten him his players, his toys, and it's a show me for him. Much like I said, it's a show me year for Fagioli. This is like last straw for Allegri. I'll ask another question before I move on to the net spend that we love to talk about. If we lose the Scudetto by, let's say, 3 points this year, 4 points, do you still want Allegri out? That's the last question I'll ask about coaching. And my dog is barking. Let's get some likes in here, though, before we move on to net spend. We still have 103 people. Like the video, please, please, please. Like the video, and we'll get Memphis Depay for match day 1. Oh my God, these guys are back. Ban these people. Yeah, even the dog is pissed at Allegri. Okay, so let's talk about net spend. I sent a text to my to our group chat here at the Bianconeri Zone, not the Discord chat, our individual one, and Justin got riled, and I told Justin, I was like, be ready for this. You're not gonna like it. I gave him Dash is asking me, sorry, before we move on, because he's one of our members and he's been on the shows before. He's asking me, for Fagioli, was he underwhelming this preseason or not? He was very underwhelming, in my opinion. He got lots of hype. On Twitter, I saw 3 or 4 different compilations every game after every match he played in. I couldn't see it. Defensively, he's not good. He's not where he needs to be defensively. And if you're going to play in a 3-man midfield, and your job is eventually going to be you're going to have to protect what Pogba does as well. Plus, you're going to have to help out the Regista. And if you're going to line up on the left-hand side of midfield, which Fagioli has been, you got Alexandra back there. You got to help out defensively. On the ball, he's tidy, of course. You expect that. You grew up in the Juventus academy. You better be tidy on the ball. But he was very underwhelming, especially defensively. And in the attacking third, did he make any incisive passes like how a midfielder of his pedigree should be? No, he wasn't. He didn't do anything great. He was fine. He's underwhelming, to be honest. And he got a contract extension. But I think he has to have a show-me season. I don't want to see Fagioli compilations after the Sassuolo game if he does nothing and he's brought off after 55 minutes. I don't want to see that. Unless he actually does something to warrant it. Sorry, my voice is going because this is my second live of the day. Okay, the Rovella update is that Monza wants him, but Juventus haven't accepted yet. I don't know if we're going to. And then I was asked, do I think Moretti is better than Fagioli? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think Moretti's more polished. I think Moretti's more ready. And I think he's more sound defensively. Jockey Bro saying, can we not shit on the kid for 4 okay games in preseason? Were they okay? Or were they just, like, why can't I shit on him? I'm not even shitting on him, by the way. I said he wasn't good enough. I just hate when people I hate when people on social media do a compilation for a dude who made a forward pass. Or passed it sideways and kept possession. We're trying to evolve and move on from that. Okay, net spend. That's what I was talking about now. And Giuseppe's right. Those 4 games proved he's not ready. Net spend, we have spent nothing of our own money. If we include Rabiot at 18 million, if we include Paredes at 15 and Depay at nothing and Kostic at 15. So, if all those deals are completed, our net spend is we earned 1.5 million euros for the transfer mercato. We earned money. That's including signing Bremer, paying Chiesa's obligation. Like I said, Kostic. Like I said, Paredes, if it happens. So, Arrivabene, Cherubini, Nedved, they've done a madness. They have done an absolute madness this summer. They've improved our team, as you can see, tremendously on paper. And they haven't really spent a dime this summer. Cambiaso's included. So, yes, they spent money in January. I get it. Khalid's saying they spent money in January. We also sold a bunch. We sold 25 mil for Bentancur. We sold 45 plus 10 for Kulusevski. Or no, 35 plus 10. So 45 on Kulusevski. We sold about 70 mil. And we bought Vlahovic for 71.7 mil. So at the end of the day, what this management had to work with, it's incredible business. But are we allowed to be happy? Yeah. Khalid, that money is coming. That money is already coming. because Kulusevski's loaned, but it's an obligation because they've already made the Champions League. Tottenham is just paying it in next June. That money's already banked, though. It's booked. So I saw. I think it was Dash actually that brought it up in our what's it called? Well, in our Discord chat, he brought up that I think we were not guaranteed, or we thought we had 80 million to spend this summer. That's obviously not true. I'm not pooping on you, Dash. I'm just saying whatever report that was, that's obviously not true. I'm gonna take this off now. I'm gonna move back to the middle. I don't see us making any big spends or big signings at the end. I see Kostic, Paredes, and Depay as the end of our Mercato. Maybe the left back. But I was thinking about it today. If you make 5 signings from now until September 1st, that's crazy. That's crazy, in my opinion. How I've never seen Juventus work like this before. I've never seen them sign 5 players in 3 weeks. Usually we take 3 weeks to make one signing. But then in January, boom, boom, we sold 2 players. We bought 2 players a day later. Khalid, yes, the window closes September 1st. So, again, the areas we needed to address are not fully addressed yet, because I'm going to make a video also later about our backline, because that's horrendous. But I'm also, and I'm going to be critical of management about the backline. But everything else, it's improved tremendously, and you have to just say good job on those areas. Good job on those areas, Carabini, Arrivabene. Kudos to you. You made our attack and our midfield a little bit better. But yeah. What do you guys think about our Mercato? Give it a number. Give it a number as of August 9th, 2022. How's our Mercato so far? Also taking into consideration, Rabiot is sold just for this exercise. Paredes is signed, and Depay is signed. I see 7s. I see 6s. 7s. I see an 8. 7. Okay. Again, what's going to push it over? What's going to push it over from an 8 or let's say a 7? A left back is going to make it at least 1 point better. At least, minimum. And probably another defender is going to make it even better. If we get 2 more defenders in, yeah, it's going to be... Oh, whoa. Oh, Raffle's saying if we get SMS, we're 10 out of 10. Oh, these things are in again. Crazy. So keep going. Oh, what's going on here? Did Ali update our thing yet? Our Twitter account? No? No, nothing happened at 6 or 5 this hour. Let's see if anything loads here. No. Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, also, can we get 14 more likes, please? It's not hard to click the like button. I'm doing it solo. I always do it solo. Everyone always ditches me. Give me some likes. Give me some love. Give the channel some love. But yeah, I think at this moment in time, I will give it a 6.5, a solid 6.5, pushing to 7. But until that time, if we get a left back in, I'll push it up to maybe a 7.5, 8. And then if we get a proper center back. My mom liked the video. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. But yeah. Also, Dash, I probably could have added you in today. I have no idea how to add you in. I know how to invite you and use the link, but I don't know how. I don't know how to use or unmute the guest. So maybe we'll figure that out for next time. But yeah, now we hit 100 likes. Oh, and we had a super chat from, again, Rick Ossie. Legend of the Bianconeri Zone. We'll pull that up right there and address it right away. He's saying, or she, I'm assuming it's a he, we need a left back. Keep up the awesome work. Yeah, we absolutely do. We absolutely need a left back. Once, again, if Pellegrini decides to leave, he's gone. And we're getting a left back. Because, again, Romeo Agresti clearly pointed out in the past couple of days that if Pellegrini was to go, Juventus has, obviously, he used the word obviously, or definitely, has the replacement ready to rock. Just like Bremer was ready to rock once we sold the lit. So Rick Ossie, yes, I agree with you. We definitely need a left back because Sandro, my dog is better at left back than Sandro. And my dog is crazy and kind of chunky. So, Haneen, did you miss the whole left back chat? She's saying, who do you think is the replacement? Did you miss the whole thing? Or do you want me to actually just single out one player that I personally want? Because if you're asking me for my opinion on what or who my choice is, I want, and it makes sense, I want Ferland Mendy. I want Ferland Mendy to come in. I want Ferland Mendy to come in and be our left back because of his pedigree. Oh, she's asking who do I think management will get. I think they'll get Emerson Palmieri. So, there you go. Again, still an upgrade. Not well, but still an upgrade. And Rick Ossie, yeah, you're right. Come on, support their efforts. There's nothing wrong by super chatting. I agree. You get your name blasted right on the top screen. Everyone can see you. Legend. And you become a priority for me to answer. So, I'm going to end it there. I got to do some stuff. I got to go do some stuff. I'm going on a trip. Obviously, I will be out for a couple weeks, but I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to make 3 videos right after this, so stay tuned for those. I don't know when Alejandro is going to post those, but stay tuned for them. The way you do that, you click the bell icon to stay notified to all of our content. We do regular videos daily, plus other things like lives every day during the Mercato. We do pretty much a watch-along every match, so stay tuned for those. Follow me at Gennady151 on Twitter. Follow Justin Sofro at Justin Sofro. Follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ on Twitter. Follow our main account at Bianconeri Zone on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and keep up to date with the news on those. Depay is coming. Depay is going to be a here we go soon. I'm at 93%. Sure, he's coming. And I think that's... Oh, subscribe if you haven't already. And like the video if you haven't already. So do all that stuff. Peace out. Ciao. I'll see you next time.